Again, ladies, this is our second workshop of the year, right? We're doing these monthly workshops, and it's going to be themed every single month. Today, February workshop is all about how do we own our own heart? How do we love ourselves in the middle of navigating grief and healing, right? And so I wanted to theme it around this because what's coming up over the next few days, right? It's Valentine's. Valentine's is going to be coming up. And I know how tender that can be because marketing is out there with love is in the air everywhere, right? Well, for us, maybe not necessarily feeling that internally, right? And so today is all about how do we own our own heart? How do we move forward and love ourselves even through the dark spaces, dark seasons of our life? Hi, Miss Liz. Thank you for joining us. All right. So Liz is from Canada, and Kayla, remind me what state you're in again.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Yeah, see, still East Coast represented here. We are East Coast strong tonight. All right, all right. Amazing, amazing. Alfreda and Liz, are you guys considered East Coast of Canada? Or are you like middle? Like you guys are like right in the middle?
We're like smack dab in the middle, pretty much.
Oh, okay, okay. All
Yeah.
right, no worries, no worries. I just
Not
wasn't
anywhere.
sure.
Yeah, nowhere near the ocean, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Landlocked.
I'm guessing you guys have beautiful lakes though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
we do.
All right, welcome, Andrea. Nice to have you here.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good. Andrea, can you let us know where exactly are you zooming from?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
And there we have it, East Coast strong. Tonight is all about the East Coast. Sorry, Sin. Yeah, you're the only one in the central part of the US, but you kind of align, I think, with Alfreda and Liz being kind of central of
If I was in Colorado, I'll still be considered.
middle.
So
Yeah, yeah.
either
No
or.
worries. No worries, no worries.
I
Well,
have a
welcome,
son.
ladies.
It's
Welcome to all of
bedtime,
you.
so I'm in the bed, so that's why
No
they
worries.
can't
You're
talk.
good. All good, hun. All good. All right, ladies. So I always like to open up our call with checking in, right? So I'd love to know on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you emotionally, right? Where is your heart? One kind of being heavy, overwhelmed, anxious, maybe feeling, very lonely in this moment. 10 being light, grounded, very, very good in this moment, and whatever in between, right? So I'd love to know, just put a number in the chat so we can see where everybody's at. We got 8, 7, 7, 5, 5, 7. Okay, okay. Our numbers are not too bad. 5, 7. Okay, we have some mid-range, and then we have some a little bit on the higher tier. Okay, all right, okay. Amazing. Thank you all for sharing. And again, this is really just about becoming aware, right? We're not trying to fix anything. We just want to know where everybody's at so that we can hold space for you where you're at. 10 did one of my faves today. Amazing, Judy. Thank you. I love to see those 10s. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And so again, today is about supporting you, meeting you where you're at, and then learning a few things along the way. Okay. So today I want to start with telling you guys a story about loneliness, and it's my story, right? So some of you may have heard parts of it when I did the Facebook Live a couple days ago. And some of you may have heard this story before, so forgive me if you've already heard this story. But I think it's very fitting to what we're going to be talking about today. And I want to talk about being alone before, right? Because I've been a widow now for 10 years, and then being alone now, right? Because there's a huge difference, and I want to share with you guys what that looks like. So when I first lost Frank, and I think every single one of you, more than likely, are going to be able to relate to this, right? That loneliness is so internal that even if you have people around you, you still feel like you're the only person in the room, right? Type me if you felt like that as well, or you're still feeling like that, right? I'd love to know. Yeah, yeah. And most people, thank you, ladies, for sharing. Most people, even the ones closest to us, our family, our friends, they don't get that. They don't get that deep sense of loneliness, even if they're around us, supporting us, being with us physically. And so we want to make sure that here today in this room, that you guys are feeling supported and heard and seen and acknowledged, right? So when I first lost Frank, it was definitely a very loud loneliness, very loud silence, very loud, just being isolated from what the world looked like on the outside to what my world looked like on the inside. And it took a long time. It took a long time for me to get that unsettling feeling of aloneness out of me. Now, the thing that I've learned along this journey of widowhood and life in general is that we are, as human beings, wired to connect, right? So connection is a basic human need. This is why, as widows, it feels so damn lonely when our husbands are no longer here, right? And we can't shake that loneliness no matter who's around us. So what I'm going to teach you today is not about that you're never going to feel lonely, because then I'd be lying to you. Because right now in the season of my life, like those of you that know me know that I'm married again. I have a chapter 2. We've been apart for 3 months. So there's definitely a sense of loneliness, right, with not having Mick here with me. And I know it's different. It's not the same, and I'm not comparing it to losing a dead husband. But what I did different with that feeling of loneliness now versus back then is, number one, is the healing journey that I've been on, right? But awareness, those of you that know me, those of you that have been coached by me over the last year, 2 years, however long you've been here, you know that I always talk about awareness. And awareness is so key to how we take action. And so in this season, and I want to say it's been like the last 3 months that Mick and I have been apart, I made a decision that I wasn't going to sit in this loneliness in a way that was going to keep me alone inside of myself. And I'll explain that to you as we move through today's workshop. So I was very intentional about the choices that I made and really sat and listened to what my body was saying to me, right? So very big difference. And so today is going to be about that, because I know that the before story, you all get it, right? I still get it. I still remember that deep, lonely feeling. You don't ever forget that. But today we can make different choices so that we can learn how to own our own heart. The theme of today's workshop, right? The theme of today's workshop. And so how do we own our own heart? It's this thing called self-love, right? So we're going to talk about self-love today and how I break down self-love in a very simple framework so that you can use it in your own life, right? But self-love, there's so many things that fall under self-love, right? In the beginning, I used to say self-care was the same thing as self-love. It is not the same thing. It definitely falls under self-love. So we've got self-love, self-worth, self-trust, and self-respect. All of those things fall under self-love. And when you choose to embody self-love, then you start taking the action steps to learn how to respect yourself. You learn how to take care of yourself. You learn how to trust yourself. You learn how to believe in your own worth again, right? And it takes steps to get there. So today I'm going to teach you 3 things. It's called the self-love Trinity. And it's something that I teach inside my paid program. But I want to teach it to you guys today as a gift, because I know how hard Valentine's Day can be any holiday or celebration for that matter. I know is difficult when your husband is no longer here with you, right? That empty chair. But Valentine's tugs at the heart a little bit more because it really does focus on love is in the air and, showing your loved one just how much you love them and you're celebrating that love. And we've got all this love inside our heart and no one to celebrate it with, nowhere to put it. That love energy is just kind of stuck inside of us. And so how do we own it and learn how to own our own heart, right? So let's talk first about awareness. Right? Because awareness isn't just about what your thoughts are. One of the things that is really cool that I learned over this journey is how to understand awareness in the body. What is your body saying to you? Right? And how do we listen to it a little bit more? So I'd love to know from you ladies, again, typing in the chat, when you think about Valentine's Day without your husband, where do you feel that in the body? I'm not asking for a human emotion. I'm asking for the feeling in the body. Where do you feel it in your body? Do you feel it in your chest? Do you feel it in your throat? Do you feel it in your head? Feel it in your back? Yep, gut, okay, chest, shoulders. Okay. Okay. I think you meant back, right, Liz? All good, honey, all good. Shoulders, heart, gut, back, chest. So kind of some similar places, right? And again, this is just about noticing, right? This is heart. Thank you, Kathy. This is just about noticing where it's at in your body, because most of us, we're so stuck in our thoughts. And then we have like all of these aches and pains going on in our body, or the tightness in our chest, or, things that we're just going to chalk up as either maybe you've had these for a little while, or, you just chalk it up as, oh, I just have headache, or, maybe it's heartburn, right? Maybe I ate something that wasn't so great, right? Shortness of breath. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you for sharing that. I'm not quite sure today. Well, Judy, you're at a 10. You're at a 10. We all want to get to a 10 like you. But thank you, ladies. Thank you for sharing all of that. And again, noticing that, right? So one of the things that I want to encourage you as you move forward is just to simply pause and notice where you're feeling the pain, the tension, the uncomfortableness in your body. Because those feelings that you feel in your body are messages. They're messages that the body's letting you know that maybe you need to nurture something inside of you. Maybe you need to release some human emotion. Maybe you need to give yourself grace, right? It's just your body sending you messages. So we just need to notice them, right? The other thing about feeling the feelings inside your body is something that I also teach inside my programs is around nervous system response, right? And I won't go too deep into that, but I will say that when the brain knows that something is going on, you've got feelings that are stuck in there, you're feeling sad, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling whatever it is that you're feeling that are not good, the brain will automatically take that as an alert, let your nervous system know that something's going on, and then your nervous system response will go into that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn mode. And we're all different in that space, right? So that's all I'm going to say about nervous system. I don't want to confuse you guys or overwhelm you. It's another conversation. We can have that at another time, right? So just wanted to notice those things inside your body. So now I want to teach you the framework, right? It's what I call the self-love trinity. Okay, self-love trinity. This is how we take action on self-love. This is how we begin to own our own heart. Okay, self-love trinity, which means that there's three things, right? Three principles. Principle number one, and you guys are welcome welcome to take notes if you'd like to. Sorry, I kind of ate my dinner early, so forgive me because I was just burping. Probably didn't hear it, but I felt it in my body. Maybe I should have waited to eat afterwards. Sorry about that. All right. Compassion is principle number 1. Compassion is awareness without judgment. Kind of what we just did. I asked you, where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10? Just notice it. Share with us what that number is. That's awareness. Where do you feel it in your body when you think about Valentine's without your husband? You shared where you felt it in your body. That's awareness. It's the first level of compassion. Noticing without judgment. Okay, just noticing without judgment. Compassion isn't just how you speak to yourself, it's how you treat yourself. So now that we're aware, noticing what's happening in your body, right now we can listen to those messages and take action. Right? So compassion is noticing without self-judgment. Okay. Some of the things that we do tell ourselves, if you guys are focusing on the thoughts that you have in your mind, I know I've heard this many times from widows. I should be further along by now. Why am I still feeling like this? Why are other people doing better than me? And I've been in this journey a lot longer. Right? And so now we start to judge ourselves in those moments. And we always feel it first in the body. Right? But the thoughts are always connected to how we feel, the heart. And then the body always keeps score. So the body will never forget. Right? Even though we talk about widow fog and we, forget things, we'll forget it from here, but our body never forgets. The body will always keep it in there until we're ready to release it. Okay. So I want to talk about widow dialogue for just a moment there. Some of the things that I brought up. I should be further along. Why am I still feeling like this? Why are other people doing better than me? If you've ever had those thoughts in your mind, type yes in the chat. I'd just love to know. Again, no judgment. We're not judging ourselves. We're just noticing that I actually said those things before, right? Maybe you're not saying it now, but have you said it before? See. One of the things about being a widow that I always tell you, ladies, is that our journey is unique and individual to each of us. However, the things that we go through are so similar. The feelings that we go through are so similar. The thoughts that we have in our head are so similar. And this is why spaces like this are safer than spaces on the outside of this, because most people don't get it, right? So thank you for being honest with yourself and with each other about just naming it. Yes, I have said that to myself, and that's okay. Now we know, right? And please remember that you are not behind. When I say that our journey is unique and individual, I say that because how fast we go or how slow we go is up to you. That's what makes us individual. The other thing that makes it individual is who we were married to. Not one of us have the same husband. So that journey makes it individual. How long we were married. Do we have kids? Where in the world do we live? What was I taught about grief? That's what makes it all individual. But the similarities is what connects us. The fact that we're all widows is what connects us, right? So, truth, you're not behind. We're always going to grieve, right? Grief is the normal, natural response to loss of any kind. So we're going to grieve throughout our life. Grief and healing can coexist. They're not the same thing. But it also doesn't mean that just because you're grieving that you can't heal, or just because you're healing, grief is no longer going to show up. It's not truth at all. We can be on our healing journey and experience something in a moment, and then grief surfaces. Remind yourself when that comes that grief is normal and natural, and that it's okay to feel the way I'm feeling in this moment, right? I think you guys might have seen some things, online that talks about like, and Alfred, I think you said this best. You've shared this with us before about what Mike has said to you, right? Like, it's okay to be sad. Just don't stay there, right? And it's the same thing about grief, right? Same thing about grief in general. It's okay to grieve. Because grief is normal. Healing is a choice. Healing is a choice. Remember that. And they can coexist, right? So it's okay to be sad. Super normal. I still get sad when I think about Frank and him not being here. I was just with my daughter, my youngest daughter, just over the weekend, and haven't seen my two granddaughters in a while. And I'm looking at my youngest granddaughter, and she has this beautiful red hair. It's naturally red, right? And she gets that from my husband's side of the family. And she just has this wit about her, like her comeback to say something. And she's 5, you guys. And all I could think was, my gosh, if her papa was here, he would just be loving on her so much because she is just like him. And in that moment, I was so sad that Frank wasn't there. But I was also so grateful that I could be present with my grandchildren and talk about Papa Frank, right? Talk about Papa Frank. They still refer to him as my husband. So they still get a little bit confused about Mick being my husband. Papa Frank's your husband and Mick's your husband? Like, she's 5, so she's still like, how do you explain that to a 5-year-old, right? But it's just the cutest thing. It's just the cutest thing. So sadness will always show up, right? Sadness will always show up. So if we're going to show ourselves compassion, like, it's going to look different for all of us. So I want to just pause for a moment. And I want to ask you guys, again, all of your answers are probably going to be different. If you were to show yourself compassion tonight, after this workshop, your house gets quiet again, what would that look like for you? Right? When I just shared with you what compassion is, awareness without judgment, taking the right actions to own your own heart, is different for all of us, right? And I'll just share with you guys, I'll be the first to share, and then you guys can share. For me, after this call, because I'm in this house by myself, I'm going to turn on that karaoke machine and I'm going to sing my heart out. And nobody's going to care how I sound, if I sound good or not, because I'm the only one in the house. And that's me showing up for me, right? Because I love to sing, to be honest. And Frank used to love the way I sang, and I just kind of want to honor him in that moment. Because when I'm around you ladies, you always remind me, of what it's like to honor that first love, right? It never goes away. And so I'm going to sing and honor Frank, because guess what? He showed up this past weekend for me. He dropped a dime here when I was cleaning up before I left, and he dropped a dime when I was cleaning up at my youngest daughter's house, which is kind of funny. I'll just tell you guys a story. I always go down rabbit holes. The ladies that work with me know this, but I don't like cleaning bathrooms. I hate it. Frank always cleans the bathroom. And even in my life today, Mick cleans the bathroom. But my sister-in-law, when I was by myself years ago, she shared with me this cool hack so that I wouldn't be afraid of cleaning the bathroom, especially the toilet, right? I should say the toilet. And you guys in the US might know what I'm talking about, but I think it's Clorox or Lysol. I can't remember what the brand is, but it has this the scrubber thing that is disposable, right? So you have this wand, you click it on there, it already has the, Cindy's laughing at me. It already has the solution on it. So you clean the toilet and then you click it off into the trash can and you're done. Like you don't have to touch anything. Like it's like, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to worry about a dirty brush or whatever. Like you're just clicking it into the toilet. So that was
That's
like a
my
cool,
favorite tool,
right?
the
Like that was
Clorox one.
such a cool hack for me, the person who doesn't like to clean bathrooms, and I didn't have a husband at the time to clean my bathroom anymore. So when my sister-in-law shared that with me, I immediately and I told I told my sister about it when I came back up this weekend, and I said I bought my daughters, my two daughters, and my daughter-in-law a wand and like a refills of the cleaning scrubber thing, the disposable ones, the refills. And she was like, "Well, that's such an odd gift." I said, "No, it's not, sister." I said, "Once you try that, you'll never go back to those regular toilet bowl scrubbers." And so I was cleaning the
You'll never
toilet.
clean toilets different, I mean, again, the way you
Yeah,
used to.
exactly. So I was cleaning my daughter's toilet, right, at her house. And then I clicked the thing into the trash can. And then I went to wash my hands, and the dime was in the sink. And I promise you, it wasn't there when I first came into the bathroom. So that's what I mean about Frank showing up this past weekend. And that's why today, after this call, I'm going to honor him. So sorry, went down a rabbit hole, but I would love to know, type in the chat, what is one thing that you would do for yourself tonight that shows yourself compassion after this call? And maybe it's something you've done before, right? And that's okay. But I just shared with you what I'm going to do, right? My karaoke. You don't have to do something crazy and outlandish like that. But what is it? Right? Read a book, take a bath, journal, talk to your husband, right? Some of you might still do that. I still do that every once in a while, talking to Frank, playing his music, wrapping yourself in, his blanket or wearing his t-shirt. What is something that you could do? Okay. Kayla put watch a movie. Yeah. Okay. What else, guys? Let's light up the chat so we can share some ideas with each other. I'm going to read and not work on my laptop. Beautiful, Andrea. Yep. Show up for you. Yep. Relax and drink because my family's all here. My uncle's funeral. Yeah. Yeah. Be held or hold them, right? Either way, or both. Listen to music, have a bath, and have a conversation with Michael. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. Watch American Idol. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm super behind on American Idol right now, Kathy, but I definitely got to catch up on that one. Put my PJs on. Okay, Judy. Yeah, I'm not sure what that says there, but maybe you could fix that up. Hug myself and watch TV. I love that, Liz. That is the true sense of owning your own heart, right? Hug yourself. It's okay. Right? That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. It's beautiful. All right. So that was compassion. That was principle number 1 in the framework. Principle number 2 is consistency. Consistency. Remember earlier I talked about the nervous system response. The nervous system is going to respond when we're overwhelmed, when we're anxious, when we're scared, when we're confused, when we're not sure what the next step is. So the thing about consistency is having structure, right? When you have structure in your life, or maybe I'll put it a different way, routines, even if they're small ones, right? Set up some small routines in your life, things that you could do consistently so that you're reminding your brain that you've got some sort of structure, which means that you're safe. And when your brain knows you're safe, it's not going to activate the nervous system for you to freeze, to fight, to flight, to just ignore, right? Abandon yourself or people please. But if you can find just small routines or start small routines in your life, that starts to bring structure, right? And that consistency will help you to also start owning your heart. I'll give you an example. One of the things that I have become consistent with in my life, and it has a lot to do with movement, something totally different that I'm going to be talking about maybe in another workshop, because movement is key. Movement is key, guys. Isolation is the same thing, and it's felt the same in the body when you just stay still. And when that happens, what the brain, the mind kind of wonders and it starts to think about all the worst case scenarios or how bad your life is right now. But if you could have movement in your life, you kind of move around some of the stuff that's stuck inside your body, and that helps too, right? So for me, it's working out, and it's two or threefold, I guess. It honors Frank because we used to work out together when he was alive. He honestly taught me so much about taking care of my body, that health and wellness journey. My current husband, Nick, he's a workout fiend, like, so he's definitely there as well. And so I get to be able to honor Frank and live my life with Nick and honor me in the process, right? And so movement has been consistent in my life. And it doesn't mean that I go to the gym every single day, but even if it's just doing a few air squats in the house, doing some stretches, doing some jumping jacks, getting some sort of dancing, right? If you like dancing, but getting your body to move and doing that consistently, now you're killing two birds with one stone because you've got movement and you're doing it consistently, right? But if you think about consistent routines, it's going to, again, be different for all of us. Type in the chat, what is one small promise that you could make to yourself, or maybe you have already made it? Maybe it's something you're already doing consistently. We'd love to know. And if you're not, that's okay. Don't judge yourself. It's awareness. Now you know. Get creative. Let's think of something, or see what the other ladies are putting in the chat. So what is one small promise that you could make to yourself so that you can have structure or routine in your life? Structure or routine in your life. I make my bed every day. Beautiful. Simple. Get you out of bed. Fix in your bed. Start your day in and that's such a, I mean, whether we're widows or not, that is honestly like such a great habit, or routine to have in your life. Thank you, Andrea, for sharing that. I already do stretches. I knew you were going to fix that, Liz. Workout. Okay. Exercise. Yeah. 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 Set my alarm now so we get up at the same time, not just get up whenever. I love that, Alfreda. And soon enough, your body might even be so consistent in that wake up that you might not even need the alarm clock. Imagine that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that's actually already happened.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Give or take, right? A few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Or a snooze or two, hit the snooze or two button.
Yeah. Be more consistent in doing my exercises. Yeah. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. And see, it's just asking those right questions and getting you guys to use your mind, because I don't have the answers for you. It's already inside you. But sometimes it takes somebody on the outside to ask the right question to get your brain to think about these things, right? Especially when you're safe, right? Sometimes if we ask ourselves the question, we're already judging. It's automatic, right? It's kind of a human thing that we do. Or if the wrong person asks you a question, could also be the wrong question, but if the wrong person asks the question, it also might land differently as well, right? Might land differently as well. So I love all of these ideas, these suggestions. It's amazing. If you don't have a routine yet, that's okay. Lots of ideas here, right? Just with Cindy, like she said, keeping an open mind, right? Fixing your bed, Andrea. Doing stretches, workout, exercise, right? We're all killing two birds with one stone. Setting my alarm so I get up consistently the same time every day. Morning prayer. I love it, Ness. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So Think about those consistent things and don't overwhelm yourselves with so many things. Start off with one thing and get good at it. Just one thing. That's all you need to do. One routine that you could master. And then when you do that, do another one. And then another one. Right? Because what happens is if we try and do too many things, we try and structure out too many things, we try and have too many routines going on, we're going to get overwhelmed. We don't know which one to do first. And then all of a sudden, consistency is out the window. Right? One thing. Just one thing. And I love all of your ideas. You guys are amazing. All right, the last principle in this self-love trinity is choice. How you invest in yourself, right? How you invest in yourself. Choice is where self-love becomes that action, right? It's choosing presence over avoidance. It's choosing support over isolation. It's choosing honesty over pretending you're fine. And I know that for us widows, choice can be hard because we made a lot of our choices together with our spouse. And so making choices by ourselves is not always easy. So again, start off small, right? Again, I gave you guys a few things of how you can make choices, right? Presence over avoidance. Just be present with yourself. Awareness without judgment. That's where compassion came in. Support over isolation. You ladies just showing up here today. You showed up for yourselves. You didn't show up for me. And so thank you for that. Right? But also, you get to witness and be witnessed by other ladies in our community. So you know that you're not alone. Right? You know that you're not alone. So if you think about choices, right? If fear, if overwhelm, if confusion is not there, if that wasn't in the way, what choice would you make for yourself this Valentine's Day? What choice would you make for yourself this Valentine's Day? If fear, if loneliness, if none of those things were in the way for you and you could choose one thing, just one thing, what would you do for yourself? This doesn't mean, again, that you won't feel alone, right? You're going to be missing your husband. That's a given, and that's okay. But when we can accept that and acknowledge it and just lean into those feelings, then we can ask ourselves, well, how do I show up for me? I know I miss him. I'll always miss him. But you know, ladies, one of the things that I realized on this journey, it wasn't that the pain was so much that I didn't have Frank anymore. The pain was around not knowing how to be with myself. Let me say that again. The pain isn't about not having your husband here. The pain isn't about losing him. The pain is about not knowing how to be with yourself. We are a whole person. And depending on what your beliefs are, I get it, right? The Bible says that when you get married, the two will become one. So it's kind of like this automatic thing in our head. I know it was for me. I felt like half of me died. And in a sense, a big part of us did because we are no longer the same person that we were when they were alive. But it doesn't mean that we're half a person. It doesn't mean that we're not whole. We just forgot how to be with ourselves because we were with our partner for so long. That familiarity was what we knew. And so now it's about learning a new familiarity. How do we learn to be with ourselves? How do we learn to own our own heart? Because what do I say, ladies that are in my program? How you love yourself is how you show others to love you. And how you respect yourself is how you show others to respect you. And the first way to do that is not judge, just stay aware, be aware, give yourself grace through all of that awareness. Right? So that was the 3 principles of the self-love trinity: compassion, consistency, and choice. Super simple, not asking you to do anything crazy, right? And just be aware, right? Just be aware. So I'd love to do another exercise with you guys, and we can just do it in the chat, right? But before we do that, sorry, my phone just keeps like having all these things coming up. I'd love for you to put one hand on your chest, one on your belly, right? Take a slow, deep breath in. Deep breath out with your mouth. Another one in. Slowly out. One more big one in through your nose. And slow, long one out through your mouth. Hopefully you feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more grounded. Breathing is something that we need to do in order to survive, but deep breathing, that's intentional. And so that's one thing that you could do to just be able to get the clarity of your mind to sit without the overwhelm and the anxiety. Just take those 3 slow, deep breaths in and out so that you can get yourself to a calm place and then start asking yourself those questions. How am I giving myself compassion? What am I doing that is consistent in my life, that gives me structure, routine? What choice am I making for myself today? Right? What am I making for myself today? So you all showed up to this workshop for your own different reasons. Highly respect it, whatever it is. But I'd love to know, what do you need right now in your life? This isn't about fixing anything, right? But just being honest. What do you need right now in your life? What is it that you need? I love that, Kathy. Buy yourself flowers, girl. Yeah. Well, think about that if you guys need to think for a moment, but I'd love to know. Like, be honest with yourself. And again, there's no judgment here, right? A hug. Oh, Miss Judy, I wish I was there to hug you. I would love to be right there to give you a hug. I need to slow down. Yeah, Sin, I hear you. I hear you have a lot going on right now, right? So yes, recognizing that you need to slow down is gold. So, so gold. A housekeeper or butler. I love it, Liz. I love it. Honestly, I was thinking the same thing, but for me, I was thinking more along the lines of a cook. Like, I love to cook, but more importantly, I love home cooked meals. I don't like to go out and eat. Like, I did that so much when Frank and I were married, and like now I'm just I like home cooked meals. But I'm so busy in my life that a lot of times the cooking takes so much of my time. So I would love a cook just like you would love a housekeeper or a butler. And there was nothing wrong with that. Well, that was Alfreda that put that. Thought it was Liz.
Yeah. I was just
Well,
gonna
you guys are
say.
sisters. I mean, you know, maybe she's secretly thinking that and you wrote it. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we do that sometimes.
I love it. But yeah, a housekeeper or butler would be amazing. Oh my gosh. Hugs, hugs. See, I love that, you guys. Yes. Yes. Yes, I love it. We can all, yeah. This is why you're sisters. Yep, for sure. Right. And why not? Why not? There's so much, I was just watching this podcast the other day, and they were talking about women and just the difference between women's health and men's health, and just kind of how we're programmed, right, as women to do everything. Take care of the kids, take care of the house, take care of the cooking, take care of the husband. And in this day and age that we live, we also got to work. But men get to sit after a long day of working hard, waiting for dinner to be ready, right? We're the one bathing the kids or whatever. And if you had a husband that did those things, oh, amazing, amazing. But most women don't, right? And so we will age much faster. We will have more stress, much more, because we are juggling so many things. So when we become widows, that is the survival, or that is the behavior, or that is the belief that we have been living, indoctrinated with, right? And so it's hard to get out of those routines. And this is why self-love is so crucial in your life. How you own your own heart is so important to your healing journey. Because now we know it was great to have a husband that held it for us. It was great to have a partner that made decisions with us. And I would love to see every single one of you, if you're ever open to it, to be connected again, because I also believe that connection is a very basic human need. And loneliness, I won't lie, loneliness will always be there. You could definitely learn to live with yourself, for sure. And you can have a community like this, which is amazing. But there's nothing like sharing your life intimately with a partner, right? So until that time, or maybe not ever, completely up to you, this is a moment in your life where you can learn how to love you, own your own heart, do things for you. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And it's a great way to build resilience within yourself, to show yourself what you're actually capable of by yourself. And these are things that we learn, because what did I say earlier? How you love yourself is how you teach others to love you. And how you respect yourself is how you teach others to respect you. So please, ladies, do yourselves a favor. Love yourselves. Use the self-love trinity. Respect yourselves by taking those right action steps that serve your heart. Your heart. I'm not saying that your family doesn't matter, but we can't pour from an empty cup. And imagine if you fill your cup, the overflow to your family is going to be something like they've never seen before. Right? So just something for you to kind of ruminate on. So I'd love to know real quickly in the chat, what did you find to be the most helpful or useful for you today? Compassion for myself. Beautiful. Thanks, Sin. Yeah. And right now, with everything you're going through, yes, big reminder. Compassion. Yeah. Routine is key. I'm going to try and be more aware of my thoughts and how my body reacts. Yes, Liz. Beautiful. Reminder to practice what you teach. I'll hold you accountable, Judy. No worries. Having a routine is so important for me. Yeah. Try to get on a better routine, and one day at a time still. Yes. Yeah. Compassion. I love it. I love it. All right, ladies. We are coming up to almost a full hour. So I kind of want to end on a note of first of all, thank you for showing up for yourself and for showing up for each other. I think that's beautiful. Take time to be aware of my feelings and work through them. Yes, Kathy. Always here for you. Know that, okay? Having more compassion and grace for myself. Thanks, Ness. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful. And so I would love to invite all of you, right? All of you, even those of you that are in my program, to go a little bit deeper, right? This self-love trinity, so gold for me walking through my journey and still is. And you all shared some similar things, but you also shared some very different and unique things, right? What if we only had an hour today? So what if we could work together for 5 days, right? And that's absolutely free as well. So that we can focus on your specific needs over how do you own your own heart and how do you really make the self-love trinity work for you individually. I'd love to work with every single one of you if you're open to it. And if you are, type a yes in the chat. And if you're not, that's okay, right? Let me know. Type yes in the chat, and then that way Pearl will gather the information here and I'll get back to you guys and let you know how that works. I've been working on the self-love for a while because I didn't like myself. So this is great for me. Amazing, Sid. Amazing. Thanks, Kayla. I'll definitely get a hold of you then, for sure. Yeah. All right, ladies. Do I have any questions from anybody? Anybody want me to explain anything a little bit more or share something, right? A question or a share, anybody, please. We have 4 minutes, 4 minutes before we end the call today.
I have a one question, Darlene. So I don't know if everybody on here is aware that you're doing the monthly workshop. So maybe just a reminder, and then and if so, do you have a date, or it'll be in March, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely in March. I'm just, because this is kind of new inside Widow Rising, I'm playing around, number one, with the day of the week.
Right.
'Cause I think the last time we did it, was it a Friday? I can't remember. I think we did it on a Friday the last time. And so today is, well, Monday for most of us, and then Tuesday for those of you in Guam or the islands in Saipan, like Viv and Ness. And so I'm just kind of playing, but it's always usually around the beginning of the month. So if you guys can just kind of have that thought process in your mind. And then of course, again, depending on where I'm at in the world, because with all the travels and things that I do, but I will definitely get a date out to you guys in the next couple weeks so that you can have it in your calendars and plan for it for sure. But the time itself is probably going to be around the same. This is the same time we did it the last time. And the reason we do it at this time is because it meets the ladies of the island kind of in the middle of their day. Right, Ness and Viv, it's like 11:30 in the morning for you. So kind of like a lunch hour if you guys are working. And then it's in the evening, right? For those of you in the Americas. And so it's kind of like that sweet spot, if you will, to kind of meet all the ladies from the different parts, the different time zones that we have. But I'm always open, right? I'm always open to suggestions. So if you guys have them, direct message me, let me know, or respond to one of the emails, because I'm sure you got a ton of emails from me over this workshop. And so respond to one of those emails and let me know if you have a suggestion about a day of the week or a time. I mean, obviously I, can't please everybody, but I would love to always, I'm always open to feedback, and the ladies that give me the feedback are usually the ones that I'm like, okay, let's try that. Right. So if you do have a preference, you're probably better off letting me know so that I will probably try that time if nobody else suggests something different. You know what I mean? Does that answer your question, Alfreda?
Yeah, I just thought, seeing as this is pretty new to us, this is a second time round, that anybody first time being on here maybe might just so they're aware that this is something they can jump onto without it being too much of a commitment, if that's
Yep.
what they're worried about.
Yep, yeah, for sure, for sure. And also, what would you guys like me to talk about next? Right? I'm always open to what it is that you guys feel you need as well. And so if there's like a specific topic that you'd like for me to talk about in March, because I haven't really, I mean, I have some ideas, but I mean, I'm always open, right, to ideas because I want to serve you guys, right? That's the whole goal here is to serve you. And so I'm open. I'm open to suggestions on what it is that you think you need for the next workshop. So let me know. You're the crew, you're the team. You came to this one, so you have first dibs on what you want me to talk about on the next workshop. I'd love to know. Helping us be open to new things no matter what is new. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sin. Thanks for that suggestion for sure. And Pearl, I know you're there in the background. If you could just be taking notes of all of those things so that we can talk about it in our next meeting. All right, lovely ladies. Thank you very much for showing up for yourself. If you consider doing the 5 days, you can always message me or email me. I'd love to go deeper with you on this. I think it's a great opportunity for you to work together one-on-one to focus on just you. All right. You're so welcome, Kathy. All right, ladies, have a lovely evening or afternoon wherever you're at in the world. And I will see you guys again inside Widow Rising. Take care. All right. Bye.
Bye.